Hey everybody, this is Doa back with another StarCraft 2 broadcast for you. I've got a game that I believe is from the ESL Pro Series 17, and it'll be a game between Eloids, who I'm just going to refer to as L, and his opponent is going to be Xlord, who I'm just going to refer to as X. I actually casted this game already. I got through about half of it, and I messed up the players' names so many times that I decided to just start over and make it easier for myself. So yeah, Xlord versus Eloids, and it's just going to be X versus L. Xlord, or X as we'll now call him, spawning as the purple Zerg up in the upper right corner of the map on XelNaga Caverns, and the blue Taran Eloid spawning in the southern position. Looks like we do have Eloid sending across kind of an early scout here. Gonna see what he's planning with that. Possibly some sort of proxy, but I would guess on this map a pretty popular thing for Taran to do is to stick something here, you know, whether it's like a bunker, just kind of camp out and try to block the expansion. So we're gonna have to see if that's what he's planning. Xlord sending his second overlord across to take a look at the natural there, and he's going to see what his opponent is doing with that SCV. In the meantime, this overlord is going to be heading across as well, possibly just thinking of camping out here to do a little bit of scouting later, or he might be thinking of popping in the top here just so he can scout in later to see what tech his opponent is doing. And it looks like we do have an engineering bay going down, so this is a pretty popular TvZ opening these days. You let the engineering bay almost finish just so that you can cancel it and still get most of the minerals back, but at the same time it takes a long time for the Zerg player to kind of you know, whittle down the hit points on this engineering base. So that's what we're going to see as a start off from Eloids, and then he's going to take his SCV into the base and do a little bit of scouting with that there. It looks like the spawning pool going down for Xlord now as well, who I will call X at some point in the cast. Eloids putting up his barracks at the ramp here, and yeah, getting his first gas as well. I'm actually casting this on my new monitor. It's kind of a large monitor, so that's going to make it even more difficult for me to watch the mini-map, so if I miss anything, I apologize in advance. Looks like we have the SCV taking a very peculiar route. I'm guessing he's going to proxy something here, and yeah, we're going to have to see what it is. He's definitely going to put something here. He's pulling that SCV up. Doesn't really have anything he can build right now. Doesn't really have gas for a factory or anything like that, so it's going to take a while. In the meantime, these drones have been able to whittle down this engineering bay to about half health, and we've got some zerglings on the way to finish the job. So X is going to be able to finally get his natural expansion up and running, but it looks like E was able to defend it for quite a bit there. These zerglings are going to take it down, and now we have to see if Eloids is going to cancel in time before he loses those minerals. It's down to 40 hit points, canceling it at like 20 hit points. Wow, just barely getting it off in time, but nice job by Eloids there, refunding some of that money. The engineering bay isn't a very expensive building to begin with. It's only about 125 minerals. Well, it is 125 minerals, so that's not a huge deal to, you know, if you miss it, but definitely better to catch it and cancel than to miss it, of course. So we do have this natural expansion for Xlord going down as well. Zergling speed, as we can see from the production tab, is on the way, and he is going to put up a spine crawler here as well that I'm guessing he'll probably move down to the natural expansion. And we do finally have a building here. It looks like it's a factory, so Eloid's possibly thinking of taking this factory and floating it over, maybe landing it here and pulling in some Hellions to try to kill some workers for Xlord. I've seen that before on a lot of maps, so I'll have to see if that's what he plans to do. Meantime, we have an Overlord doing a good job of scouting out here, watching for some enemies to come across where he can just pull back and not get killed. Always a good thing to not lose your Overlords. In the meantime, we do have some Zerglings poking up the ramp of Eloids, trying to see what's up, but they don't see a whole lot right now. We also have a supply depot going down here. This is great supply depot placement, by the way, just because you can use it to watch for drops and things like that. You can use it to see when that Overlord comes in. So, you know, say the Overlord is coming in, you don't want him to scout everything you're doing here, so he can pull his Marines up and hopefully kill it before it sees a whole lot. And in this case, he doesn't want his opponent to see that this space is empty, because we do have a factory over here, and we're gonna have to see what he plans for it. Oh, here we go. We have armory going down, so it looks like it's going to be some sort of early Thor push. And yeah, so now we have to see if this Overlord is going to be able to get in and see that. We're gonna have to come back to that in a little bit. In the meantime, spine crawler burrowing at the natural, larva spawning, and immediately more lava are vomited on there. Great queen control from Xlord there. And let's see what else he's planning. Lair is going up as well, spreading those creep tumors too. We have a creep tumor right down here getting into position. And yeah, looks like that first Thor is on the way, and I'm not so sure Xlord is really going to be in a great position to defend against this. We're going to have to see what he has. I mean, he does have this one spine crawler, but pretty much just droning up right now, not getting a whole lot of zerglings or offensive units or anything like that. As we can see, the speedlings really not poking in at the ramp anymore. They're kind of running around a little bit here, but their numbers are dwindling. Looks like he did maybe lose one a little bit earlier. And in the meantime, this Thor is almost done, so this attack for Eloids is coming. Some SCVs being brought along with the Marines, and now Xlord has to know that something is up because of all those SCVs coming along. They, of course, are going to do a little bit of tanking, but also serve to repair the Thor. In the meantime, said Thor is moving across the map, a little bit undefended, but the timing is going to work out, I think, pretty well for the Marines and the SCVs to catch up right before he's able to get to the base, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. Thor getting maybe a little bit far ahead, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. And as you can see, 12 zerglings, 16 zerglings on the way for Xlord here. He needs to defend. This spine crawler is not finished. This one only about halfway done as well, and so this attack is going to be able to do some significant damage. Xlord having to pull his queens and zerglings back. He doesn't want to lose them unnecessarily, wants to try to wait for those spine crawlers to go up, but two of them are already down. This Overlord is down as well. Zerglings being pulled back here. We do have a Baneling nest just finishing now according to the production tab, and all these Banelings coming in. That's going to be the saving grace for Xlord. I think that he's going to have to control them very well and try not to waste them all on that Thor, although that probably is enough Banelings to take out that Thor. We're going to have to wait and see. This hatchery getting about halfway down. This hatchery is actually getting very low. He needs to attack right now. He's going to lose that hatchery. Banelings coming in, and they are going to go after that Thor, take out the SCVs, and almost taking out the Thor. The Queens are able to finish it off right now. Nice transfuse going down on that Queen, keeping it alive, and these three Queens are going to be able to push back the attack for Eloids. So Xlord doing an excellent job defending against that really early pressure, sending down these speedlings as well to clean up this attack, and they're probably going to go right down to the main of his opponent to see what he can do. In the meantime, back at Eloids base, we did have a command center moving out, but he has to pull it back. He's not going to be able to defend it now after losing that attack so badly. More Marines getting killed by these zerglings as well. We have a ping on the map, and it looks like that is because there's another Thor out here, but this Thor is not going to be able to cause a whole lot of damage. We do have Xlord searching for that hidden factory too, and I think he is going to find it. Yeah, he's moving up right now, so he's going to be able to take out that Thor, I think. Yeah, that Thor is going to be surrounded, even though it is close to the ledge, so nice job there. A mule being called down for Eloids. Great control there, healing that Thor, and that is going to be enough. Xlord's forced to pull back his speedlings, and that does defend the factory as well. So, wow, mule coming in to save the day and save that really expensive unit for Eloids. So nice job by both players here. Xlord doing a great job defending that early attack, and then Eloids saving that Thor, moving out this expansion, but I don't think he's going to be able to really secure it, although there are some Hellions there and a tank. They're going to be able to defend against those Zerglings. So now the question is, what is Xlord going to do to get back in the game? We do see that a Roach Warren is just finishing here. In the meantime, Baneling speed is being researched. I don't really see anything else. Looks like roach speed being researched as well. Some roaches being produced. He knows that this factory is still here, although I don't think it's going to be really used for anything for a while. In the meantime, back at the base of Eloids, we do have more tanks being produced, so it looks like he's planning on going some sort of marine tank with Hellions to kind of back it up build right now. Nothing really being produced out of the starport as of yet. Let's see what this is. We do have a mule going across the map. That's a little bit odd. I wonder if maybe that was a little bit of a mixed click. Because mules, you know, I mean, you don't really want to be scouting with mules. I guess I have to kind of question that decision. In the meantime, we do have some Hellions coming across the map. They do not have the blue flame as of yet, so they are still regular, but that is a good amount. Never mind, they do have the blue flame. I guess I totally misread that. Alright, that Queen is going to be roasted here by these blue flame Hellions, and these roaches are going to be able to push it back, though. Of course, Hellions, even with the blue flame, not really very good against the roaches. Bypassing that Zergling, they're feeling very merciful today. In the meantime, we have some roaches for Xlord moving about. This creep spread is starting to get very good. He is going to be taking down these rocks as well, planning on expanding to this area, and I think at this point he'll probably want to think about taking this gold too. In the meantime, this factory forced to lift off by these Zerglings, and the base of Eloids is in good shape. He does have a nice defense here with these siege tanks. Siege mode has been researched, the Thor and some Hellions. So yeah, Eloids in a good position defensively right now, but economically he may be a little bit behind. Those speedlings trying to poke in right now, but the Hellions are going to be able to come back and make sure that they can't poke in there. We do have an infestation pit going down right now for Xlord as well, And this looks like he's probably going to plan to take out those gold rocks, I would guess. Yep, there goes, and he does take that third expansion. So Xlord taking the opportunity to probably double expand here, as his opponent right now is just teching. We do have a small attack of Hellions moving in for Eloids now. He's going to be able to sneak in here and possibly cause some damage, but no, he's going to be trapped by the Speedlings and the Roaches, the Queens, and even the drones getting in the way a little bit. So this attack is not going to be able to do too much damage. A few drones being picked off. Wow, losing 4 drones to that one Hellion. So even though the whole attack, well, as a whole, I guess, wasn't too successful, that one last Hellion able to get in a good parting shot, roasting about 4 drones. So I think he lost about maybe 5 or 6 drones total in that attack. So not too bad, but still, that's a lot of Hellions to waste just for that amount of gatherers. Could have gone a little bit better. In the meantime, we are going into mass factory production for Eloids here. 4 factories up right now. We do have some more tanks and marines on the way, as well as a command center being built. He is planning to expand again. And I'm thinking we're going to see a 4th expansion go down for our Zerg player right now as well. This hatchery is still kind of low on health. We do have the Infestor energy being researched, possibly thinking of going some sort of Roach Infestor combination. That, of course, is pretty effective. You know, you can hold the things in place that you want to kill with the fungal growth, and you can either surround them with Speedlings or turn these Speedlings into Banelings, of course, and just roll into. We do have missile attacks being researched as well. Looks like no burrowing claws being researched just yet, although burrow was researched a while ago by the Zerg player. I did notice, looks like we have some Hellions poking across the map. Hellions are really good to just sort of roll around the map with throughout the game, just because if you have good enough micro and can kind of control them, you can poke in, do a little bit of damage here and there, and still get a good sense of what your opponent is planning. Looks like we do have not really an attack, but a push across the center of the map for our Taran player right now. He's going to try to secure this gold expansion location. Looks like Xlord was planning on possibly coming down and doing an attack of some kind right now, but he does have to pull back. That's a good amount of roaches. Let's take a look at the army tab. Both players pretty much dead even, 128 over 124. The income tab shows us dead even again, 54 under 56 harvesters. So right now, both of these players both playing great and dead even in terms of economy and army size right now. Although this gold is going to be up a little bit quicker for Eloids, it looks like. The gold for Xlord going to be finishing shortly afterwards. We're going to have to see some SCVs being transferred up here so we can take advantage of this. I would guess this is probably going to be a planetary fortress, although I didn't see if he ever rebuilt that engineering bay. I would guess he would have kind of had to.